More new information now on the death of the Libyan strongman Muammar Qaddafi and the role the United States played in helping to flush him out of hiding. Senator Dianne Feinstein of California is the chairwoman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. She joins us now fresh from a classified briefing on the Libya developments. And Senator, let me just start right there. What did you learn about any role the United States might have played in finding Qaddafi and flushing him out of hiding?
We learned nothing about the specifics of what happened to Qaddafi. I think it's pretty clear, candidly, that he's dead. And I think now there's an opportunity for Libya to move forward, to put all this behind him, to show that they can make a real contribution to the world as a stable country with real democratic values.
NATO has said that it was involved in firing at a convoy, and it believes Qaddafi was in that convoy and was wounded. And then the rebel fighters came along quickly and took him into custody. Any information at all on the coordination there?
No, not at this time.
What is your concern going forward in the sense that, and I want you to listen right here, this is Peter Buchart of Human Rights Watch. This is from about a month ago. He was touring Libya, and he says so many weapons are missing, including very dangerous surface-to-air missiles. Let's listen.
In every city, we arrive, and the first thing to disappear are the surface-to-air missiles. We're talking about some 20,000 missing surface-to-air missiles in all of Libya. And I've seen cars packed with them. They could turn all of North Africa into a no-fly zone.
Senator, what is the latest intelligence on tracking those missiles down?
Well, I actually have no intelligence on tracking those missiles down, except that I believe that report is very likely correct, and that there are thousands of these missiles missing, that there are arms depots that have apparently been raided, that were not well guarded, and this is a problem. And I think that this new government of Libya is going to have to show responsibility up front, and that as a matter of first instance, they're going to have to see that weapons are secured and weapons are off the street, and that reason prevails to develop a new government. Because if it turns out to be a government by force, a government by threat, a government by the brandishment of weapons, that's not going to achieve anything.
Well, let's break that down a little bit. You started off by saying you have no intelligence. Forgive me, that makes me a little bit nervous, maybe even a little bit frightened, in the sense that, is there no cooperation? Are there not U.S. intelligence assets on the ground looking for these missiles? Is the transitional government not making this a priority? Is the Obama administration and the other allies involved in NATO not making this enough of a priority if you have no information?
Well, look, it's very new. The information will be put together. I'm sure at some point we will be briefed. You asked me what we were briefed on today, and it really is that there is some evidence that Qaddafi is dead. We don't know exactly what secured that death, but it'll be coming forward. The gory details. Qaddafi is a man that will not be long mourned, not be long remembered. No one wants to replicate another Qaddafi. And what is of importance is that we all look forward now and give the new government whatever support we can, and that government measures up. It's going to be a tremendous challenge to bring reason out of tumult. I hope they can do it. We want to help them do it, but they now have to step up, put their government together, take over, develop a constitution, develop the rule of law, and that's very important. And it took the United States a long time to do it, so we need to provide whatever help we can to see that there is a stable and democratic Libya that emerges.
You were among those who early on, during the conflict, even before Qaddafi fell from power 2 months ago, who said you're a little bit nervous that some of those involved in trying to overthrow him had some ties to al-Qaeda, that some of them might favor some radical Islamist operations inside Libya. Are you convinced that either those elements have changed their ways or been rooted out of the transitional government, or is that still a question mark?
Yeah, I take nothing for granted. I think it's a proof that you're right time. It's a proof that you can do it. It's a proof that you mean it. It's a proof that you want a stable, democratic Libya, and this is the time to show it. So we're going to see.
And as we see, what happens? There was mustard gas. There's the surface-to-air missiles. There are many other weapons that were in those depots built up by Muammar Qaddafi that are giant question marks as to their whereabouts right now. How do they prove to you, how do they prove to President Obama, how do they prove to NATO that they are willing to cooperate fully in that search? Do they have to have an open-ended commitment for NATO resources and U.S. resources on the ground in that hunt?
Well, I think by their statements and by their actions. If their actions are filled with recrimination and violence, that tells us one thing. If their actions are to sit down and work out a governmental structure, bring people together, find an element of reconciliation in the process, and move on, that tells us a very positive thing. You can't tell in the middle of battle, and battle has still been going on, and essentially Qaddafi fell in one of the last instances of battle. Battle should now stop. Reconciliation should begin. A new nation should emerge, and leaders have to emerge to lead that nation.
Senator Dianne Feinstein is the chairwoman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Senator, thank you for your time tonight.
You're welcome, John. Thank you.